10 Rogue picks for September 2024. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that Tier Elements subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So, tier this, tier that, 60 cards. You know, they no longer have Beatrice, which, boo-hoo, you got one grass out here to kind of throw around and see what you can come up with. Alright, I think having grass back is going to kind of promote some people out here to kind of testing some more of these fun ideas, and that's fine. You know, you want people to want to be enticed, to want to be invited, to test out the waters for some of these new ideas. And that's good. All right, like, you're breeding innovation out here. You also, you know, you got Tier Lightsworn. It's whatever variation of these piles that you want to try to cheese on people to maximize the greatest reward. So technically, this is all grass variations out here. But hey, congratulations to Tier. You get something fun. Plants. Honestly, plants are kind of in an interesting position right now, in my opinion. I don't really think plants really suffered too much of a loss across the board. Like, actually, they've lost nothing. I think the plant stuff overall, you still have Ragnarok. Actually, are we getting more Ragnarok? I don't know if we're getting more Ragnarok support, but the overall tone for this deck is, you know, you still plant combo up. You still have a terrible Yubel matchup at the end of the day, and that's still going to be the thing I think is going to be gatekeeping you extremely hard out here. And there's really no other way to say it for plants, man. Like, you know, if you're playing plants, you have an extremely strong uphill battle against the meta for the time being. But that's not necessarily, like, a bad thing. You just kind of got to pick your battle, all right? Just understand that it's going to be a very, very questionable time for that. Ice Bears. Now, remember, Ice Berry Runic is okay. You can cheese some W's out of locals with it. If you're trying to play Ice Berry Runic at a regional, probably you might be able to get your invite with it. I feel like it's a lot more of a struggle bus than you might initially want to be working out of it, but that's fine. You know, you kind of take these chances when you're looking at these initial, you know, wins out here. And you're like, okay, so, you know, we can do this. You know, we can make a decision tree to see, you know, what we're going to do and so forth. Yeah, but that's the big thing about Ice Barrier right now, though. You know, your M board is what? Lancia. If you get shifted, you pick up your cards and you call it a day. I feel like that's kind of the big thing right now is if you get into that terrible position, you know, just kind of call it a day. Just walk on away. All right, it's not initially worth it to keep on trying. All right, next up is Branded. So I know moving Branded down from the top end of the meta is not exactly something that a lot of people are going to be happy with. A lot of people are going to be like, well, you know, with Branded Fusion, the deck is still going to be fine, Robbie. You know, you'll be able to do all of this very crazy stuff. Okay. So, yes, you can play 60 card grass variants with this. Yes, you can fusion duplication into it. The OCG's kind of proven to us with one Branded Fusion that you can do all this. But with leaving Albion alone, Konami said, hey, you know, we don't want to kill Branded. We still want you to be able to enjoy the deck. Just messing around with the ratio of things that you have in terms of the deck right now is fine. All right, that's your major takeaway here. One Branded Fusion, you can still play the deck. You're just going to be working really hard to Albion lock your opponent, which is fine. Centurion is finally not Calamity Turbo. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm happy about this. Kudos to all the people out here that have tested infinite Centurion builds. All right, like, I'm extremely happy for all of you. You have all had a great chance to kind of get ahead of the meta, kind of prove, hey, you know, like, our deck is kind of Cosmic Blazar Turbo, you know. We go through all of these crazy play lines out here. We're able to do all of this different stuff, and at the end of the day, as you're just kind of looking at things, the deck now finally gets the chance to change. And that's nice. It's nice to be able to see this deck now, post-Rage, this is going to be a different creature, and I'm actually very excited for that, actually. I'm excited to see what we're going to change with this deck and so forth. But for now, definitely in the rogue section. Illusion Chimera. Fiendsmith's gone. Well, Fiendsmith's still kind of sticking around out here. You know, you still have Aerial Eater and friends, which is fine, but, you know, your takeaway from this here is nothing in the greater scheme of the Illusion Chimera deck has really changed. You know, like, the deck still kind of does the same things that it was doing, which was being a minor inconvenience to people. So, I think for the most part out here, that if you're still playing Illusion Chimera, or, you know, just full crazy fiends, or, you know, control your opponent toolbox, you know, haha, no battles, haha, good luck, I still think you've got a pretty good head on your shoulders out here for what this deck is able to kind of initially bring to the table. You know what I mean? Illusion is always going to be that deck that I think is going to stick around now for the modern era. Rescue Ace. Set 4 pass, still intact. Yeah, you lost to Lacrima, but, like, once we get the Scarlet Sorrow, this deck is it's a different story at this point, and I think that's fine, actually. I think Rescue Ace will kind of return back to the two-monster comboage just to be able to make the Desiree, but you're going to have to remember, it's going to be a little while before you'll be able to have this deck back at a crazier level of power. You know, oh no, I'm going to have to be patient out here and try out some different things. Yes, you are going to have to be patient. That's literally just the thing, though. Just sit back, wait and see how the Rescue Ace ebbs and flows go of the meta, and we'll make our decisions at a later date if Rescue Ace moves up the ladder or not. Flunderies! Oh, man! You lost some Pot of Prosperities, didn't you, buddy? Time to go back to playing Pot of Extravagance for that draw power. Talk about a whole lot of nothing burger out here for this deck. You know, I'm not disappointed in this, to be honest with you. I'm more so impressed that it, I guess, took this long for Flunderies to maybe get a chance to come back into the spotlight. You know, this deck's been dead for like 6 months. At this point, it'll get an occasional top here or there, but like, you still have Triple Shifter. You still get to be that guy. You know, if your opponent's going to hand trap you with Perulia, well, scoop up your cards, you just neg everything now, which just puts you into an even worse position. So, I'm going to be honest with you. Flu definitely seems like a good deck to have right now, and I think that's fine. Hey, Melodious. I kind of had an interesting, honestly, post-next set, Melodious is going to be fire. You know, being able to have the Dominance Impulse in the deck to kind of change up some things, going to be pretty gosh darn interesting. I am really, really excited to see what the Melodious deck will be able to do. You know, and of course we have Ava back now. Ooh, Ava might be a nice little slice of pie to be able to toss into this. If not, you know, Drytron's going to try it out. It really, you have a lot of cool things to kind of discuss here with this. You know, like, are we going to see an impact of Melodious, possibly? You know, changing up the meta here? Or are we going to see, you know, maybe Melodious just kind of stay a quiet deck off in the sunset? Anything is possible with Melodious. I love this deck. I think, especially when you can make the untargetable and your opponent just forces her out and go, okay. Last but not least is Gimmick Puppets. Gimmick Puppets got two hits. Holy crap. It's rough out here if you're a Gimmick Puppet player. But to be honest with you, I kind of expected this to be happening. I expected Gimmick Puppets to kind of end up in this really awkward position out here where people would just kind of be like, oh, you know, like, what am I supposed to do now that, you know, we have these hits? We do have an Animation Chronicle power-up coming for this here in the near future. We'll have to wait and see, you know, where that itself goes, but okay, we'll see. So those are your rogue picks for the time being. Please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.